Hey guys, um, it's Jazz. Uh, I'm doing another live stream. The reason why I'm doing these live streams is because it's the only way that I know how to do audio. I just strictly want to do audio and nothing else for right now. I don't know. I'm going through this weird phase where I just don't really want anybody to see my face. I know that's stupid, but like, I just, I've been feeling really down lately, and I just feel like, I don't know, I'm just feeling really self conscious about my appearance. So I kind of wanted to do something a little different. I don't know about any of you, but I like to listen to scary stories on YouTube, and none of them show their faces. So I thought I would do the same thing. Um, anyway, to cut to the content and what I want to talk about. I also like doing this weird podcast-esque kind of thing, so we'll just see how this goes. I'll keep it pretty quick and simple like I did my actual face videos, and we'll just see how this goes. Anyway, today I'm talking about living with a disability. Now, I don't consider myself somebody who is disabled, but I am. Like, anybody who has seen me on this channel or whatever knows that I am in a wheelchair and that I have dwarfism and a few other orthopedic problems. For you guys that don't know what orthopedic means, it just has to do with your muscles and like your skeletal makeup and how things work. Anyway, growing up, I was never raised to think I was disabled. Like, let me backtrack. I knew that I was disabled, and like my parents, my family never tried to shield that from me, but they also wanted me to realize that having a disability should not speak to your character. You should be the best that you can be. And I've always held those truths very close to my heart, to the point where sometimes I will not ask for help because I don't want people to think that I expect help from anybody because I'm in a chair. But I'm slowly realizing that asking for help when you need it is more adult than suffering or not doing the best you can because you don't want to ask for help because you care about what people think. And I know I'm always preaching to you guys about how you shouldn't care what anybody thinks and just do your own thing and whatever, but it's true. Sometimes asking for help is the best thing you can do and the most adult thing you can do. But with that being said, growing up, the world is not kind to you. Whether you have a disability or not, the world is not kind. And there have been several instances where the world is not kind. Or people will tell me that I am not worthy to be treated like other people or normal people, and I use air quotes because of how I look. People have told me numerous times that you don't deserve happiness, or you don't deserve anything because you're the kid, or because of how you look, or whatever the case. And I don't want to say it hasn't bothered me, but yeah, there have been times when it really bothers me to know that people are that ignorant and people care that much about physical appearance and whatever. I've had people come up to me and say they didn't know people like me got out. They thought, I had one woman actually tell me that she thought I lived in a basement or not a basement, but just didn't go to school. Like, she asked me, she's like, "Oh, you go to college?" I'm like, "Yeah, I go to college." And she's like, "That's interesting. I didn't think people like you went to college." And I'm like, what does that even mean? Do you think people like me went to college or have done anything of a sort? And I don't know, it just really hurt. You know, I know this may seem like damn, a woe it's me kind of video, and it's not. This is just me trying to bring to light what it's how people can be sometimes. Um, to the one person who is watching and listening, shout out to you. Thank you. Yeah, anyway, point is, I guess what I'm trying to say is, it can be difficult sometimes. And what I'm hoping in our society is that we can build from some of the experiences and some of the that happen in this world. And I know this is kind of heavy, it's kind of serious, and most of my subscribers are young and teens and probably don't have to deal with this, which is great if you don't have to. That's awesome. But I guess what I'm just trying to say is, be very careful how you treat people. Um, being kind to others is so important. Um, there's just been so much on my mind lately about the state of our world and our society and where it's going, and I don't know. I don't know where it's going with this. All I know is that I just want you to be kind to others, and I want you to, if you are a avid listener of mine, usually I do a lot of comedy and lighthearted stuff, and I do believe in comedy and all of those things. But at the same time, I feel like, especially, we're at a point in our lives, like especially with this country, where it's really important that we kind of stick together and be as accepting and as loving as possible. Um, I guess that's where I really want to go. I wanted to go with this, is that whatever you're going through, whatever disability or not, treat people with love and respect and kindness. Don't assume anything about anybody. You don't know how many times people have come up to me and, like I said, constantly told me that they did not think that I deserved any kind of happiness or anything because of my disability or whatever. And you would hope that we live in a world where that wouldn't happen anymore. But things like this do happen, and it sucks. And I also want to, I'm very blessed in the sense that I've had an amazing family, and I've had people who've surrounded me and loved me and backed me to teach me that, you know what, Jazz, some people are going to be assholes. Some people are going to be assholes, and that's just the way of the world. And you just have to be strong enough to roll with the punches, and that is what I want, is for people, is to encourage people to roll with the punches. But then also myself, I sit here and I talk about how we need to roll with the punches, and then I get depressed. Because, you know what depresses me? Not so much that people are making fun of me because of who I am and how I look and everything. It upsets me that other people are just not educated and they don't know and haven't been exposed to different types of people. Excuse me. That really hurts me. And I guess I'm just blessed that a lot of the time I'm able to handle it, but then there are days when it's just really hard. I remember 2.5 years ago, I had somebody on the bus sit there and tell me that I was probably the ugliest thing that she had ever seen, and that I had to be from the devil because God would never make anything that looked like me. And granted, she was crazy. She's a crazy lady on the bus, but crazy or not, that was still a really hurtful thing that she said to me. And I want to sit here and tell you guys that I was tough and shook it off. And I'm like, whatever. But I cried when I got off the bus because you don't cry in front of the person. And other people on the bus saw her mistreating me. I ignored her, and no one did anything. That's another issue, but I don't want to get too heavy into it. I think I've said enough about that, but treating people with kindness and respect is so important. Like, I don't want to get too into it, but given who our next president is in less than a week, it's even more important now to be as educated as possible because we're going to have ignorant assholes coming out of the woodwork right now. And it's not going to be pretty. And I'm really concerned, not just for me, but for other people of all different types of diversities and ethnicities and things of that nature. I want to give a shout out to Lil Tall 10, this whoever you are, thank you for listening and hanging in there this entire time. That's really sweet of you. Like I said, I don't really expect a lot of people to listen in right now because it is late and a lot of my subscribers are usually sleeping. But I want to thank you guys for watching or listening. I think it's really awesome, and I think I'm gonna end it right here. But that's kind of what I wanted to say. Just get that off my chest. Um, we need to be nice to people. We need to come together. We need to, yeah, just come together. It's so important, and just treat people with respect, disability or not. It's just important. I can't stress it enough. And if you see somebody out there with a disability, I understand that people are curious because if somebody doesn't look like you, that's fine. I mean, if I saw somebody with like bright purple hair and it was like sticking straight up, of course I would stare at that person because I've never seen anything like that before. And I would want to ask questions. But instead of staring and laughing, which is what a lot of people do, just go up to the person and ask them, why is your hair like that? Or why do you look different? Or something like that. Guaranteed, people will be so much more grateful if you just came out and were honest than if you pointed and laughed and made fun of and made them feel less than, because that's what happens a lot. People feel less than, and it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. So I think that's where I'm going to end it for today. Thank you guys for all the people that did watch. Thank you for listening. It really means a lot. I'm going to do my best to get back on camera. Like I said, I just haven't been feeling that great. I feel really sad about my appearance right now, and I guess I just don't want to show it to anybody, which is stupid, I know. I still want to make videos. I still want to make content. Maybe I'll probably take this video down at some point, in case it unless it gets a lot of good feedback and everything. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it. Thank you, the one person that hung in there this entire time. Thank you for listening. That means the world to me. Yeah, have a wonderful night, guys, and hopefully I'll get my confidence back up where I will want to show my face. Okay, bye.